All right, so let's get started. All right, so welcome to the the preface of the institutional course for Trident. Um, if you don't know, my name is Ben. I've been trading for many years now, about 3 years, and in this time, I've learned a lot about the market and how it moves, and how to make a lot of money, and how to lose a lot of money as well. But overall, I figured out how to trade like the banks, how to be a profitable, professional, institutional trader, which is what this course will be based on. It'll be based on institutional concepts. Smart money, you may have heard of it, you may not have, but this to me is the best possible way to make money in the market. Okay, and the reason for that is that these markets are absolutely controlled, 100% controlled. They are manipulated and they are consciously moved in a specific way and specific patterns. And this is done by the banks, by smart money. So understanding to the depth that probably about 95 to 96% of people don't know is going to put you years ahead of other people in terms of your learning, your knowledge, and your success. Okay, so right now we're going to go through the preface, and I'm going to be going over 5 key things you need to know before even starting through this course. Okay, because there is a prerequisite to this, and these are things that you need to know, things that you need to have before you even go through the course. Some of them you might already know or might already have, but either way, this will be the preface going through what you need to know before diving in. All right, so first one is going to be mindset. The second one will be personal development. The third one will be about taking notes. The fourth one will be about accounts and applications you will need. And the fifth one will be going over lessons that I have learned. Okay, so let's get started. So mindset. You see a quote at the bottom there. Trading doesn't just reveal your character, it also builds it if you stay in the game long enough. Okay, and this is something that whether you're a new trader or you've been trading for a while, you might know this. Trading is 80% mindset, and if you've been trading, that might sound like a cliche quote to you, and you may have heard it so many times, but that's because it rings true universal. Trading is 80% mindset and 20% the actual skill. Okay, because you can learn so much about the market. You can learn everything, the ins and outs, absolutely everything, how it's controlled, how it moves. But if your psychology is not tuned in, if your mindset's not right, if you haven't done the psychological work, you are wasting your time. If you skip this, your mindset training, understanding your own thoughts, your own thought patterns and behaviors, why you're taking trades, recognizing, am I in a good state to trade? Am I chasing the price? Am I FOMO trading? Understanding to a deep level that the majority of the population does not understand, a deep level to your own psychology, and you have to really, really pay attention. This will put you miles ahead of people. And if you don't have this as a base, and if you don't consistently do this every single week, you will not become successful. Okay, I'm not here to sugarcoat things for you or tell you, yeah, you can do it, go you. The market will eat you alive if you let it. Okay, And if your emotions are attached to your every single trade you place, you can work on that. You can fix it. You can change it. And at the beginning, through your learning process from beginner all the way to until you get this down, your psychology will absolutely affect your trading. Okay, so every trade you place has your psychology built into it. Every single one. So if you don't recognize that and you don't think that your psychology is built into every single trade, you will realize it. You absolutely will. The market will show you. Okay, now external influences. This is something, again, that you have to be able to recognize your own thought patterns and feelings and, what's going on in your life. Because, for example, let's say you have a fight with your spouse, for example. You have come home from work or, wherever, and you see your spouse and you have a fight with them. And then you go and you sit down at the charts. Do you think your trading is going to be completely unaffected by that fight? It will absolutely be affected. Every single thing that goes on in your life, if people cut you off in traffic, if you have a fight with your spouse, if you're angry that day or you're very upset or something happens and you're not in a abundant, positive mindset, you will absolutely notice it in your trading. Okay, it will come out in your trading. In your MT4, you'll see all reds. If you know how to trade, and you'll realize it's not your skill, it's your mindset and your psychology. It's other things that are coming in to your trading. All right, so make sure you study your own thought patterns and behaviors, and we'll get more into this in the course. All right, personal development. So a successful trader becomes always a successful human. Anton Krail. Okay, if you don't know who that is, make sure to look him up. He's got some stuff on YouTube. Very, very smart guy. Guy's been trading for decades. And you'll notice the people that have become profitable traders, the people that are successful, that really have done it, they are always humble people. They are always very self-aware, and they are always very, very true, genuine people that are aware of themselves and aware of others. Because the thing is, the market will expose to you all of your psychological flaws, impulses, thoughts, patterns, and behaviors. And it's up to you to take responsibility for that. Every single trade you place, okay, the market's going against you. It means you did something wrong. And it could have been your analysis was wrong or your psychology was wrong or both. Okay? But you need to take responsibility for not just your trading, but everything that happens in your life, because ultimately it is all on you. And this is where a lot of people fall off that I've seen throughout the years. Nobody likes taking responsibility. It's the market's fault, or it's somebody else's fault. Oh, it's the government's fault. Whatever it is, people want to put blame. They don't want to take responsibility. So you need to develop this skill in yourself to become a trader. You can only build as high as your foundation is deep. So that's with your personal development. So your trading will only progress as long as you progress in your personal development, whether that's reading books, listening to audios, or studying some of the greats, which we'll get into for psychology. If you stop doing that, your trading will come to a halt. Okay, so you need to do that consistently. All right, taking notes. Write down your notes by hand. Okay, don't use a computer. Don't use an iPad and type it into your iPad. Go out and get a notebook. Okay, spend some money. Get some nice notebooks. Get some nice pens. And have those as your trading notebooks. Okay, because over the years I've collected many full notebooks that I still refer to this day about something that oh, what is that? I've forgotten it. Then I'll go back and I'll find, oh, it was that. That's what it was. Because if you don't write it down, one thing is it's not increasing your memory retention. You're not going to be able to retain it. There's a way of memory retention which people use in school where they will write things out over and over and over again by hand. And then when they go to do a test, it's much, much easier. It's there, it's in their brain because they've written it out by hand. Okay, and you can look up some studies. There's studies done on writing things out on a notebook versus a computer, and writing things out on a notebook on paper with a pen has a much greater memory retention, and you can always refer to these later. Okay, guarantee you will need to refer to these. So take notes throughout this course, because if you do not take notes and then you go into the charts and you can't remember something, then you're going to have to skim through all the videos to try and find what you forgot. Okay, so make sure you're taking notes, write things down, get some nice notebooks. Okay, unless you constantly review material, your ability to remember new material will continue to decline over time. All right, accounts and applications you're going to need. MT4, or MetaTrader 4. You can get this on Windows. You can get this on a Mac if you run an application called Wine. It's a little bit complicated, so if you have a Mac, you can do that if you'd like, but you could also just stick with the phone. Okay, it's much easier, it's much simpler, and it's a very easy app to understand. Okay, so MetaTrader 4, download that. TradingView account. Go to tradingview.com. You can sign up for an account. You don't need to pay, although I would recommend it further down the line when you're doing some back testing and you're going to need to use the replay mode or some other of the premium functions. But for now, you can work with the free one. That's completely fine. Just make sure you have a TradingView account set up. A crypto wallet. Okay, depositing into brokers. Many brokers only accept Bitcoin deposits and withdrawals. So if you're in Canada, I would recommend ShakePay. It is very fast. It's efficient. The fees are very minimal, and it's the best one for Canada. It would be called ShakePay. You can find that in the App Store. Okay, but overall, any crypto wallet will do. And the Stanu app. Now, this is a position size calculator. I'll get into this at a later time, but this is, I believe, $20 or $30 for the entire year. And if you are investing in your account to build it and grow it, you should be able to invest in some notebooks and invest in $30 a year for the Stanu app. It's great. That is what I use. But you can also use free ones on the internet as well, free Forex position size calculators. But overall, you just need a position size calculator, and I'd recommend Stanu. All right, some lessons that I've learned personally is that greed will result in losses. Okay, so what do I mean by that? If you put a trade on, and let's say it starts going up, and you don't take any partials, or you don't close a little piece of it to take a little bit of money out, and you just hold it and hold it and hold it, or you enter a trade, then you enter another one and another one and another one because it's going up, and you're like, I want to catch it, I want to catch the move. When price starts coming back down, even though you might be right about the direction, the last couple entries that you put in will now be in drawdown, and you're going to see red on your MT4. Your psychology will be built into that. Every single time I see somebody and they've got 7, 8 positions open on the same pair, I know they were chasing the price. And if you're chasing the price like that, your psychology is affecting your trading, and you're getting greedy, and you've got FOMO. And now that your psychology is affecting your trading like that, that is a bad outcome 100% of the time. Okay, so do not over leverage. Use proper risk management. and do not chase the price, but we'll get into that later on. All right, do not quit your job. And this, again, is for the reason of psychology and financial prudence, of course. But if you quit your job and you have no cash flow and you want to go all in with trading, what's going to happen is you're going to go into the market and then you're going to be thinking, I need to make money. I need to make money. I need to make money because I've got bills to pay. And then your psychology is going to affect your trading. You might get greedy and you will end up losing your entire account over time. You'll just dig holes into it a little bit at a time, and eventually your account will be gone. Okay, so you can quit your job once you've absolutely mastered this skill. But if you want to quit your job, you need to have this skill mastered. You need to have at least 6 months of all your bills in the bank. So if you didn't have cash flow from trading for 6 months, you'd be okay. You need to have some sort of a lot of money saved up, and also have this mastered. Because I'm telling you now, if you quit your job and you go all in with trading and you haven't done the psychology work yet, you will dig away at your account. Okay, so make sure you stick with your job, whatever you're doing. Trust the process. Watch these videos 1 a day, 2 a day. Put the hours in. Backtest, study, do your psychology work. And then, once you've mastered it and you're able to truly become a consistently profitable trader, only then should you quit your job. And you should still have other means of cash flow, whether it's investments or other businesses as well. Okay? So patience must be mastered. That's another thing. Is that this actually goes back last week. I'm recording this August 24th, Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. Last week I traded for 2 days. But I didn't trade the Thursday for the week before. I didn't trade the Friday in the week before. I didn't trade Saturday. I didn't trade Sunday because the markets are closed. I don't trade Mondays. The setup wasn't there Tuesday. Wednesday, the setup was there and I took it, and it's a profitable trade. Thursday, took a trade, a profitable trade. Friday, no setups. Waited till next week. I waited 7 days to take a trade. 7 days of no money. If it was not clean, if the confirmations are not there, I will not trade. There's been weeks where I've taken 1 trade. There have been weeks where I've taken no trades. There have been weeks where I've taken 6 to 8 trades, if the market permits. Okay, and this is something that people need to understand. You don't need to trade every day. Only trade when the setup is clear and you really know that that is the right trade to take. All right, and consistency will take you much longer than you think. If you see people selling you courses, telling you, oh, become profitable in 90 days, and then you're going to be able to take your own trades and make all this money, or stick with me for 4 or 5, 6 months, and you're going to be good. It does not work like that. Okay, sorry to tell you, folks, but it does not work like that. Only on the very rarest of occasions will you see people become profitable traders in less than 8-9 months. And if they are, it's likely they're working personally with a multi-6-figure trader, and that multi-6-figure trader is teaching them exactly what they're doing at all times. Okay, so it will take you much longer than you anticipate with getting the consistency and getting this all down, but trust the process. I promise you there's light at the end of the tunnel. You don't want to be one of those people that gets into this, buys their notebooks, buys just a new app, gets a premium trading view account, sits down for 5-6 months, and is still having a little troubles. And then you think, you know what? I quit. I'm done. I've lost too much money. I can't do this. This doesn't make sense. Why am I losing and everyone else is winning? And again, that's all on you. That's your psychology. But you need to realize and This will take you longer than you think, but trust the process, okay? I cannot give you a proper time frame. Some people it takes 2 years. Some people it takes 3 years. Some people it takes a year and 3 months. Okay, but you will get there if you stick with this and you do it long enough. You go to school and you spend 4 years to get a degree, and then if you want a master's, I believe it's another 2 years on top of that. And then a PhD, I believe it's another 1 year on top of that. So some people go to school for 4 to 8 years. Let's say middle ground 5 to 6 years before they even start making money. They're spending money for those 4 to 6 years. Lots of money. So you need to be able to stick with this for a minimum of a year, because you're going to be making money as you're doing this. You're going to be losing money too. You're going to lose trades. I still lose trades. But you're going to be able to make money when you do this. Okay, so have some perspective and understanding that you've been conditioned to believe that you have to spend 4 years of making no money going to school to get a degree, when what they really do is they take about 1.5 years of content, stretch it over 4 years, and then fill it in with all these other courses you don't really need, and then charge you a ton of money for it. Right here, everything is streamlined in this course. Everything you need to know is ready to go. And if you're going to stick with this for 4 years, just like school, you will be making much more money than somebody who goes to school and goes and gets a regular job. More money than a doctor, more money than a lawyer, more money than somebody who does real estate. But the thing is, most people don't stick through 4 years. Okay, so make sure that you're one of those people. All right. And last thing is the cold hard truth. Okay. Now, Michael Jordan said, "I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I'm successful." You're going to take many losses. You're going to fail over and over again. You're going to lose trades. You're going to get frustrated. And it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the process. Because on the other side of that is absolute freedom. Okay, it's a long-term game. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And sorry to break it to you, but all those people on YouTube telling you within, like I mentioned, within 90 days, you can take my course and you're going to become profitable. I'm driving this Mercedes. I'm driving Mercedes GTC, this Nissan GTR, and how I got this was through trading. Majority of them are lying to you. Okay. They're lying to you to sell you a course on stuff that you can find for free on YouTube anyways, which is the wrong thing to do. Okay, I'm going to go through this course as well. The wrong thing to do and also the right thing to do. Okay, but it's a long-term game, so if you come in here and you think you're going to be making money super quickly and you're going to be rich and it's going to be that easy, it is going to be a very, very rude awakening for you. Okay, so understand it's a long-term game. If you try to get rich quick, you'll go broke fast. Trading is not for the weak, only the strong survive. All right, so not all of you that go through this course will become profitable traders, and that's just the reality of the industry that you're in. If you were to Google how many Forex traders lose, it'll pull up anywhere between 95 to 96% of people when they start trading lose money and end up quitting. 96%. So there's a 4% success rate in Forex and in trading. Now the thing is, those people are doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. Because what's in here, what's in this course, almost nobody knows. It's very hard information to find. You have to know people that know this stuff to teach you, which I'm going to teach you. But you need to understand that not all of you that go through this will become profitable. And it all comes down to how much are you willing to sacrifice? How much are you willing to put in? Are you the kind of person that puts 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there? Oh, I'll do a little bit here, I'll do a little bit there. Or are you the kind of person that gets obsessed with things and sits there for hours a day, every single day? Because when I started, as soon as I started, I was watching videos and studying and talking to my personal mentors for 7 to 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 3 months. Because I was obsessed with becoming a profitable trader. Because that's what it takes. And I'm not saying you have to do this 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I'm telling you, if you don't do it every single day, if you're not putting in the hours during the week to study and learn, if you're dabbling with it, if you're not studying why you lost trades, doing your personal development, everything that I tell you in this course, you will not become profitable. And the reality is some of those people will be the people that go through this course. Okay, so understand this skill is one of the most powerful skills you can ever learn, and with that comes the price of the work you put in. Okay, so make sure you are one of those people that sticks through, that goes through this and survives. Do not be one of the others that does not become a profitable trader and quits and gives up. Because if you want this bad enough, you'll put in the work. All right, so recap. 5 things we went over is mindset, personal development, taking notes, the accounts and applications you'll need, and some lessons that I have learned. All right, so this ends the preface for the institutional course, and I will see you in phase 1.